introduce to you the man of the hour,
Tony.
Hello. Welcome back.
Oh, my God.
At the gates. Tony.
Jared.
Jared, what is today?
Thursday.
Thursday.
What is today? The 28th of March. And I guess the little thing called Twins Opening Day.
And my birthday. 35 years, I'm better than the Twins. Not really. Yeah, opening day. March Madness. Target Field edition. I'm just going to kick right into it. We're going to stay heated up with March Madness here. And you gave me, little did you know, you gave me the bracket ranking for these brackets here. And we'll start in the number one bracket here.
What brackets ranking brackets?
We have these little things. See,
I mean, okay.
Bracketology.
But you have to explain to the listeners what's actually happening.
Oh,
here.
we're doing some March Madness right here. We're going to rank and play a tournament to see which stadium is the best.
Okay.
There aren't 64, obviously. There's 30, but since we've been to two additional ones, the Metrodome and Turner Field, I added those to the list.
But I haven't been to all of them, and neither of you.
Exactly.
Okay.
So this could be fun. And I kind of paired them up in fun ways so that there's intercity battles, there's other random battles. So let's start off in the number one division. We got the Northern Retractable Series, Safeco versus Rogers. Who you got?
Safeco.
I also has
Obviously.
Safeco. Southern Retractables, Chase Field, Marlins Park.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Chase Field, because I've been there. Marlins Park looks cooler, but I haven't been there, so I don't know.
The old and new classic, we got Oriole Park at Camden Yards versus Fenway. Oh, by the way, I also
Wait
went
a
with
second.
Chase Field.
How in the heck is this a first round matchup?
Exactly.
This is stupid. I already quit this bracket. I have to say Oriole Park because I've been there, and I haven't been to Fenway for 2 more months. I'll be there, but
I'm going to go with Fenway. We're going to differ right here.
all right.
Then we also have what I call Welcome to the Terror Dome. Metrodome versus Tropicana Field. Which one?
Oh, jeez. We'll go with the Humpty Dump just because it's close to home.
I'm going to go with Tropicana.
Of course you would.
So, we got the winner. You have Oriole Park, Camden Yards versus Metrodome. Who takes that one?
No, clearly Oriole Park.
Mine will be Fenway versus Tropicana. I'll take Fenway. And then you have Safeco versus Chase Field. I also have that. Who do you got?
Probably Safeco.
I'm going to also go with Safeco. So Safeco Fenway and Safeco Oriole Park. Who's your winner for Safeco Oriole Park?
Oriole Park because I've been there.
Mine's going to be Fenway. So we got the number one division. A little bit of a difference right there. Our Final Four is busted between the two brackets. Now Battle of Chicago. We're going to go to the number 4 seed. U.S. Cellular versus Wrigley. It's pretty close, right?
Wrigley, I guess.
I'm also going to go with Wrigley. Battle of New York City. City versus Yankee.
City. Screw the Yankees.
Oh, I'm going to go Yankee, I guess. I don't know.
Terrible.
Battle of L.A. I know Angel Stadium is pretty close to your heart, but Angel versus Dodgers.
I think if we would have had a good weather day at Angel Stadium, it would probably rank higher, but obviously for me it's got to go Dodger Stadium.
And this is also a very close one. Battle of the Bay. So Oakland Coliseum versus AT&T
Are
Park.
we basing this off of the renderings of the new Oakland Stadium or the
no, the
poo
shit
pool-
field.
The poo pool that Oakland is.
Yeah.
Okay. AT&T.
AT&T for me as well. Dodger for me as well. So Dodger versus AT&T.
Dodger because I've been there.
I'm going to go AT&T. Yankee versus Wrigley.
Wrigley.
Wrigley as well. So you have Wrigley versus Dodger. I have Wrigley versus AT&T. Who takes your Final Four spot?
That's a tough one. I have to say Dodger Stadium for a lot of different reasons, but ultimately the theme is because I've been there, so it's hard to speak against Wrigley if I haven't been there. So
I'm going to go with AT&T Park. So we got 2 different Final Fours. That's fun. Taste. It's almost like it's different. All right, so Battle of Texas.
I never tasted the stadiums. You might have, but I'm not that.
Oh, I taste the
I'm
rainbow.
not that into stadiums.
Battle of Texas, Globe Life Park, Minute Maid Park.
Minute Maid.
Me as well. Battle of Pennsylvania, PNC versus Citizens.
PNC.
Same. Battle of Ohio, Great American Ballpark versus Progressive.
Great American only because we got rained out of Progressive, and then you got rained out of them again or turned away. No, you had the health thing, and it was just not our stadium, so Great American.
I'm going to also say that.
Great American's been friendly to us. Progressive is not.
True. Nationals Park versus Petco in what I call the East Coast, West Coast.
Petco.
I'm going to also agree. So Petco versus Great American Ballpark.
Probably Petco. It's a close one.
Oh, I don't know.
To me, they have differing. They fall on different sides of the scale, and only are slightly apart. But I would have to say Petco.
I'm going to keep it different.
The climate for Petco, I think, takes the cake for me.
So PNC versus Minute Maid.
PNC.
Also. So PNC versus you had Petco. Which one? Battle of the P.
That's a tough one, but I'll have to probably edge out PNC.
PNC versus Great American Ballpark for me. I'll also go PNC. We finally agree on one. One Final Four. Last one. Battle of the Braves. SunTrust Park versus Turner Field.
Turner.
The battle for Gardy. Let's do Target Field versus Comerica.
I have to say Target Field because I haven't been to Comerica, even though I feel like they would be relatively even for some reason.
I'd say that they're very close. I'm going to copy you still. We got 2 for 2 in this bracket.
We knew you didn't have an independent thought in your brain.
I know. Battle of the Breweries. We got Busch versus Miller.
It's not Miller Park after what, next season?
Next season.
Haven't been to either one. Probably Busch.
I'm going to go Miller. The Heartland I-70 series. We got Kauffman versus Coors.
Ooh. I love both stadiums. Coors.
Ooh. So, you had Coors versus Busch, right?
Yep.
Who do you got?
Coors.
I also have Coors over Miller. Okay. And then Target versus Turner.
Target.
I will also go Target. Target versus Coors.
Probably Coors.
Weird. We agree on this side. All right. So we have Coors versus PNC.
Yep.
Who do you got?
PNC.
PNC making the final.
Yep.
And you had Dodgers versus Oriole Park? Is that who you had coming out of there? Okay. So which one goes to the final?
That's another tough one. In straight stadium terms, probably Oriole Park. But I do think Dodger Stadium is a prettier ballpark.
Better weather, too.
Better weather, too.
Ooh.
They definitely treated us to a lot better weather than Oriole Park did.
And seats.
And seats, yeah.
I got Fenway versus AT&T. I'm going to go AT&T. So that means... Did I also pick PNC?
Yeah.
PNC versus AT&T. I got AT&T hands down.
And I have to go PNC versus
OPACY.
probably PNC.
Wow, Pittsburgh taking it.
Yeah.
Why Pittsburgh?
It's a lot of different reasons.
Do you love bridges?
I do love bridges. The bridges, the river, the downtown. I mean, it's sort of like Target Field. It's all right there. It's right in your face in the outfield kind of thing. I felt like the ballpark was reasonably easy to navigate through. The seating configuration was pretty good. The product on the field had, I mean, didn't they win that game when we went to? Because it was against the Phillies. I think they did. Because yeah, concessions were good. Just to me, it's a interesting ballpark. It's an interesting looking ballpark. Yeah.
Do you have high hopes for my winner, AT&T?
You know, AT&T, the pictures that I've seen and things like that, everything behind home plate sort of reminds me of Coors Field in a way. Everything in the outfield sort of seems like Kauffman without the giant crown screen and just because it's so low slung, the view is expansive from right field to left field. There's not really a whole lot blocking your view kind of thing. And then once you get outside the fence, there's not a lot there. Like, it's just openness. In some ways that's appealing. I mean, who doesn't like going to a beach and having just the view of the ocean, right? But also, in some ways, having a downtown slammed right up against the outfield, as in Target Field and PNC sort of do, there's a little bit more appeal there. And I think to me that's a little more appealing than having nothingness.
Interesting.
Just, it's a texture kind of thing.
So you're saying that if Oakland was a larger city with more of a nice cityscape in the background of the bay, that would look pretty cool.
I think so. But isn't there, even their projected stadium is supposed to be along a coastline area too, right? So, yeah, to me it's just an interestingness thing. Some people like that sort of minimalist, and I, in a lot of different ways, like the minimalist thing. I think in terms of a ballpark, though, I do like the texture a little bit more than a minimalist.
I like water.
Can't blame you.
I like water.
Yep.
Cool. That was a fun game. And you have a question for us in a little bit, right?
This is the only topic you're gonna cover?
No, you said you had something, so I was.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
I do have a topic.
Is that going to be maybe inside as we're getting food at Champions Club?
It could be, if you want it to be. It doesn't have to be, though. It's not inside or outside the ballpark specific.
Okay.
I mean, it is specific to the product on the field, but not necessarily. You don't have to talk about it in the ballpark.
Wow. Cool.
Hi.
Nate's here.
Nate's here. I've been here for like the past.
Nate, did you follow along?
I'm
What
guessing,
ballpark did
I'm
you
guessing this
have
is a
win?
March Madness
Yes.
type thing, as you told me last night. I don't really get how it works. Like, what exactly is this?
So
favorite?
each one has a matchup, and
All right.
you'll just pick out which ballpark wins.
Okay.
So, taking a look at that, which one from each bracket gets you down to your final four?
All right. So do I just like go down and just choose one? Okay.
Yep.
All right. SunTrust versus Turner. Gonna go with Turner. Target Field. Target versus America.
Tony's not very. We do this bracket thing all the time.
Yeah.
And Tony's notorious for putting some of the worst first-round matchups you've ever seen. Just because he likes the chaos.
You know-
He's like the Joker in the Batman.
Oh, I believe it.
You know, Comerica, it's a good foul ballpark, and I like it for that, but I've never been there, and Target Field's my home, so I gotta go with Target. Bush versus Miller. You know, Bush. Are we going off this from a ball hawking standpoint, or
Anything
You get
want.
to.
Oh, a little bit of both. Okay. Bush Stadium, you know, it's got a stupid backpack rule. It doesn't open early enough. But Miller Park, I just had a bad experience there. That was like the last time I got shut out. And there's just a bunch of crazy drunk people there. But you know, Miller, it's a big park. I like it. I got to go with Miller. Kaufman versus Coors. You know, I'm gonna give that one to Coors because I'm going there later this year, so I'm pretty
Nice.
excited for that. You ever been there?
Yes.
You like it?
You'll love it.
Is it good for like ball hockey?
Yeah. It's good for
You
everything.
know, I heard the balls fly further out there because they're like so high above sea level.
It's the humidor.
Yeah. All right. Globe Life versus Minute Maid. Ooh. I'm gonna have to go with Globe Life on that one. I like the burnt out in center field. Do you know what their new stadium's gonna be called?
Globe Life Field.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so different.
Yeah.
So original.
Chaos.
Texas.
All right, PNC Park versus Citizens Bank Park. I like PNC Park. I think it's like a cool, seems like kind of like a smaller stadium. I like it for that. Great American Ballpark versus Progressive Field. That's tough. I'm gonna have to go with Progressive just because I think it's got a better design. Nats Park versus Petco. Gotta go with Petco. I like it. I think it's cool design out there. I know they had that little beach area out there, but they got rid of it. But you know,
That was
There's
sad.
a little sandboxy area still.
yeah. Oh, okay. Then yeah.
Not quite the big expanse that it used to be, but there's a little sand.
I'll
out there
definitely go with Petco then. U.S. Cellular versus Wrigley. That's not even a question for me.
You love U.S. Cellular.
Oh, come on. You know, it's not even U.S. Cellular anymore. It's guaranteed crap.
No.
We don't change.
Like Baltimore, we don't
change.
mention that name.
All right, got to go with Wrigley. I went there 2014. I love that stadium. I mean, I know they've been doing some renovations, but it's still got that old feel to it. I think it's a great stadium. I'd love to go back. Yankee versus City. Got to go with Yankee. I'm not really a fan of Shitty Field, but in Yankee Stadium,
Uh-huh.
I don't really like either. But Yankee Stadium, you know, just got to go with it.
I didn't hear anything about City Field falling apart concrete-wise within a year of it being built. So
I guess it's just from the ball
for
hockey
a
standpoint that
bazillion-dollar stadium, you would think they'd have better quality build policies going on.
Angel versus Dodger. I like both. I mean, I like a lot of these stadiums, but I'm gonna go with Dodger.
Woo!
Haha. 18. That's actually Oracle Park now, but I guess we don't change, right?
That's true.
We don't change. AT&T Park versus Oakland Coliseum, which is also gonna be gone soon. I like AT&T Park. It's you said it's your favorite stadium, right? You know, I want to go down there. I mean,
Do it.
you said it
Right now.
You said it's great. I want to check it out. I'd love to go there sometime. Maybe like spring break, like next year, maybe, or 2 years from now, whatever. But I want to go down there. So we're going with AT&T. Safeco versus Rogers. I don't really like either, but I just don't like Rogers Center. Like, I really don't like Rogers Center, so we're going with Safeco. Chase Field versus Marlins Park. I'm trying to think. What does Chase Field look? Oh yeah, I like the
Kinda
roof.
Miller-ish.
No, yeah, I like the roof it's got.
It looks like
up
Miller
top.
Park with a different name.
But I don't know how many people like listening. I don't know if you guys have you been to Chase Field?
Yep.
All right, so like, was the roof open or closed?
It was closed.
So yeah, you see like when the BP home runs fly, like there's so much easier to read. It looks like way cooler coming in. I'm gonna go with Chase for that reason. In Marlins, I just think it's got that ugly green look. They had that ugly thing out in center field. They took it out now,
I don't
but
think it's ugly.
I think it's ugly.
Why do you think it's ugly?
Because it's just it takes all the attention away from like just the field, and
So
it's
that
just,
doesn't necessarily
it's bright.
make it ugly. It just makes it
okay,
attention
fine. It's
whore.
ugly because it's ugly. I'm glad they took it out, but now the players are mad because there's too much white there. And have you heard about that? Like, they say center field, there's too much white stuff out there, like too much like white paint. So they say it's harder to see the ball coming in, like right on the batter's eye.
That's interesting.
So they're kind of pissed about that. And Opaki versus Fenway Park. That's a tough one. Why?
That's a really good first round matchup, huh, Jared?
What'd you guys say?
He said
you guys say?
Fenway, I said Oriole Park.
Oriole Park is a beautiful stadium. With Fenway, it's got like the history behind it. I've only been to Fenway, Like, I haven't been to Oriole Park, although I'd love to go there, and I still think it's a great stadium, but I'm going to go with Fenway on this one. Metrodome versus Tropicana.
That's probably also the toughest first-round matchup. Richard?
Tropicana, I saw they're doing those new lights up in Tropicana, like they're putting blue lights in the roof. Have you seen that?
That's already been complained about quite a bit.
I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah, and then but it's the Metrodome. Like, that's nostalgia right there. Like,
That's fair.
I hardly remember going there. Like, it's been years. Like, when did they demolish that? 2010? No, they kept it going for a few years after Target Field opened. But
What?
when was the Metrodome
When did they demolish?
Whatever. It doesn't really matter. Last time I was there was before 12, 14. All right.
13 or 14.
All right,
It was
but-
like 3 years.
I only remember going to one Twins game there. My only memory of it was some kid kicking the back of my seat when I was like 4 years old, and I got started crying or something. But I love the Metrodome. I gotta go with that.
So then, your winners from each one.
Oh man. All right. I'll try and talk less on this. I'll just try and run through this.
Yeah.
All right. SunTrust versus Target. Gotta go with Target. Miller versus Coors.
And then the winners between those.
Oh, Target versus Coors? Target. All the
Okay.
way. I wouldn't be surprised if Target wins this whole thing, but
Oof.
Jeez. Homer.
Homer.
what?
Nothing?
All right. All right. I chose Globe Life versus PNC. Progressive versus Petco. Wrigley versus Yankee.
So
Wrigley.
who's the winner between those?
Yeah. PNC versus Petco. I'm gonna go with Petco.
Okay. That's where the pets go.
That's where the pets go. You're right. I didn't know that. All right. Wrigley versus Yankee. Wrigley's going on that one. Dodger versus AT&T. Gonna go with AT&T. Wrigley versus AT&T. I'm going with Wrigley on that one just because the history, and I just like it. And I haven't been to Oracle. History of losing. Hey. Theo
Hey,
Epstein.
they won one.
Yeah, for effort. Dude, Theo Epstein, man. That's all I'm saying.
It's coming to the Twins.
Dude, we better hire that dude. Is he still working with the Cubs? All right. He's doing great things. But, okay, Wrigley. Did I choose Wrigley versus AT&T? Okay, Wrigley. Who did I choose here?
Safeco
versus Chase. Gonna go with Chase. Or Fenway versus the Dome.
A lot of history in both.
The Dome, I mean, it's had the greatest Twins moments, but it's an ugly stadium. You can't really deny it.
Plus, it was pretty racist with that Nazi sign right in the middle.
It was pretty racist.
There's a Nazi sign.
Just
How the
the way
dome-
that the roof was built, just big
Lord.
patches, it made
it look like a Nazi.
in the middle that looked like a swamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that wasn't intentional, but I still don't really like the Metrodome that much.
If you watch Zach's most recent video from Japan, you can see it in the stadium that he went to.
In Tokyo Dome.
Maybe there's subliminal Illuminati messages there, but we're gonna go with Fenway.
So Fenway versus Chase, or did you say Safeco?
I said
Chase.
Chase. Fenway
Okay.
versus Chase. Fenway all the way.
Okay. So Fenway versus Wrigley.
Why are you doing this to me? Oh man, this is tough. This is got to be the toughest one yet. The two oldest stadiums. I think they're both beautiful, but Wrigley's had more work done on it recently. They're taking it keep trying to make it new. And Fenway I've been to more recently, so I'm gonna go with Fenway.
Fenway. All right. And then Petco versus Target.
I'm giving that one to where we are right now, Target Field.
Ooh. And then
Target Field's my home, man.
Target versus Fenway.
Okay,
This is to test how much of a homer you are.
What's a homer?
It's an awesome guy that from The Simpsons.
Oh, Homer Simpson.
Run.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like a home run. I'm like, what are you talking about? Target versus Fenway.
Dope.
I should just flip a coin for this one, but
Flip your mental coin.
okay. I think obviously I love Target, but Fenway, I'd say it's better from a ball hawking standpoint.
Oh.
And it's a nice stadium. I like the old feel it has to it.
So who wins?
Target Field, hold on. Target Field's got the great new architectural design. They just did some renovations here. We're looking at them right now. I don't always like what they do here, especially this crappy turf out in the plaza, but I'm giving this one to Fenway. Fenway wins.
Ouch. Ouch.
Why?
Second place.
Hey,
We got the silver medal here at opening day.
It's a very close
They didn't
second.
even make your top 10, I don't think. So.
Jared.
Who'd you choose?
I'm not telling. I'm not telling.
Why?
You'll have to listen to the
embarrassed?
episode.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Part 2, when we get in?
Are you going to remember this time?
Yeah.
All right.
And pause. Pause it now. Pause the program. Stop listening. Pause. Pause.
Alexa, pause.
Pause. And part 2 begins now. Jared is going to be the host. That is Jared. Jared.
That's Jared with a J.
Not a gur?
Nope, not a gur. So we're here, picking up where we left off. But this time we're joined by Chelsea. Chelsea, give us the dirty details.
Tony has 4 balls. 5?
That's dirty.
5 balls.
So the Twins just took Barrios out of the game in the 8th inning. Putting together a pretty good game. I think they should have left him in. Let him go a complete game in the opener. Why not, right? They bring in Taylor Rogers. Close out the 8th. We're up 2-0, 2 outs. Hopefully we can shut this thing down in the next half inning. But anyway. What do you think so far, Chelsea?
It's sunny out.
We determined that it can be sunny while the clouds are still out, and it currently is sunny. And it took a while of negotiating whether the sun was actually out, but it is. Keeping everybody warm. It's a pretty good day in March, right?
Oh yeah, it's pretty nice, I would say. Home opener is so early this year.
At least it's not today, not the weather like it's supposed to be on Saturday, like 40 degrees, right?
Yeah, that would not be fun.
So tell us a little bit about your trip to Winnipeg.
Winnipeg, we went to a hockey game. The Winnipeg Jets versus, what was the other team that played the Jets?
What?
Ottawa.
Ottawa Senators.
Thank you.
Was this your first ever hockey game in person?
No, it's my second.
Second
Does
NHL.
Tony always answer your questions for you?
Yes.
Tony, Chelsea just gave us the dirty details that you have 4 balls, potentially 5.
That is correct. I have 5 balls.
Completely out of context, but yes.
I have 5 balls.
Balls are sinking?
Yes.
His balls are sinking.
That's correct, Chuck.
I can be called Chuck.
What's up, Chuck?
What is up, Chuck? So, I have a
Proposition?
podcast topic for you. The propositions come later.
A handy?
Propositions come later.
If you're good.
Getting back to baseball.
Baseball.
This spring training, we saw 4 outfielders in an alignment shift.
Oh, not just...
Turns out last year that the Twins also did that a number of times during regular season games. And not only that, of all of the times that teams had 4 outfielders, the Twins had 68% of those occurrences. Given that teams now are pushing launch angle and home run versus, it's home run, strikeout versus walk or single or whatever. Do you foresee, especially the Twins, considering how much they did it last year of all the occurrences, do you foresee, with the push towards greater launch angle and everything like that, more teams shifting from a standard infield outfield to actually having 4 outfielders, since in theory you would think there would be more fly balls?
And just to preface this, you earlier told me that you had a topic for me and that you wanted me to specifically only answer with one word answer.
No. I said that you are not allowed to know the topic in advance,
The
so that you
answer is
could
yes.
not answer in one word, so that you had to think it through and actually give a response, because every time we
The
have a
response is
podcast, every time we have a
think that can
podcast, you do not tell me what the topics are in advance, so I have to sit here and sound like an idiot. I suppose. So.
Then again, we also talked about robot baseball players, which is not exactly high functioning.
Why is that not high functioning? They're robots.
Exactly. They're programmed. They're not functioning at all. They're just living off of binary code.
Your balls?
Anyways,
Dynamite drop in, Chelsea.
do you want to say that again?
Your balls.
Okay. Yes, I do think that will happen, except that there is some push to, I think next year, look at some more rule changes to the game of baseball, and one of those big things is actually having basically designated zones for each position player.
I didn't hear that one.
So yeah, it sounds like the shifts are looked at as a very good way to play within the rules, but not within the spirit of the game. So they want to kind of go back to, you have to have these guys in certain positions, and I don't know that that's necessarily a good thing, just because it's kind of foolish. Like, great, you can designate certain zones, but isn't the whole idea being in the right place in order to get the out?
That's why the fielders are in the position that they are in the first place.
They naturally
Second of
were
all,
there kind of because of that.
Exactly. And second of all, I don't like that idea, specifically because of the fact that, like we said, we put them there in the first place because that's where we determined they were most likely to hit the ball. So why wouldn't you be allowed to put players where the offense is most likely to hit the ball? Second of all, we made the rules. We made the spirit of the game. And it's no different.
Well,
than
we
us.
didn't. We weren't old enough.
I wish I was, but no. And so the spirit of the game was only designed in our heads by people who develop the game, and they can be changed.
And also, if it's within the spirit of the game, maybe it's in the spirit of the game to also evolve as hitters and be able to hit where they aren't. And
so here's an alternative reality then. If shifting players is
you
not...
said shifting, not shitting.
Correct. If shifting players is not within the spirit of the game, then is instant replay actually within the spirit of the game? Because instant replay wasn't available back then.
I am not Jesus Christ. I cannot talk about spirits.
Exactly.
Chelsea, how do you feel about this topic?
I don't know.
Do you like it when you can see someone shift?
Preferably when their pants are down.
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
Do you like watching people shift? Like shift in their pants, shift
the earth?
Like in a car or like
however, like what's your favorite way that someone shifts?
backwards?
Nice.
Good one.
I think you're wrong, but nice.
Wait, what's yours then?
Sideways.
Not upside down?
That's not a shift.
I was going to say shifting in your seat.
So,
Shift
does
upside
that
down.
answer your question?
No.
So, yes, I do think that you will see it more, but eventually, I think baseball will try to eat itself in many ways because they're facing a crisis of sorts, even though there's certain ways that they can grow the game that, let's just say right now, financially, what?
Just keep talking. You're doing good.
I think it's really based on financials, and they don't want to give up any money. So everything that they do is dollar first. And I think that you sent that over to me, that article that said, does baseball even care about people who attend
Our
the game?
stadium's all about the fans or something.
Yeah. Do stadiums care about fans anymore, baseball fans?
Right.
And I don't know that they necessarily do, because it's like what we see and what we're actually experiencing right now. We're sitting in a club area discussing baseball while a baseball game is being played.
True statement.
And one of us is here illegally.
Yeah, someone just waltzed down here.
Shh, don't tell my secret.
Girls get away with too much, by the way.
No.
It's true.
No, it's not.
You murdered a man.
Just go flaunting their cleavage all over the place like they own the place, and just terrible.
You could have cleavage.
Huh?
You have cleavage.
I only have man boobs.
Push them together.
What, are you done?
I don't know.
You had other topics?
I didn't have any other
You didn't
topics.
want to keep talking about cleavage?
No. I think that's really it.
You still have to go up the stairs.
We will at the end of the game.
Let's talk about the new additions.
We'll bring it out there when we're done.
Oh, so you do have more topics.
Maybe.
You're the worst podcast host ever. Just completely unprepared.
I wasn't prepared.
And we
Because
can tell.
because you said that you had ideas.
No, I said I had a topic.
Yeah.